Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Shiv Kumar News. Here I am only reading the Hindu newspaper. My purpose and aim is improving my knowledge and English only, nothing else. Therefore, please support and guide me. First article is VJP scouting for new CM in Manipur after Biren's Act. Three minister speaker among the contenders for the top posts. State Congress say it will be oppose move to impose president rule or to place the assembly under suspended animation. Call for democracy elected government to safeguard state. What's next? BJP has initiated the next course of action after N. Biren Singh resigned as Manipur Chief Minister. State BJP in charge Sambit Patra holds separate meeting with the party's MLA bearing 7 Kuki-Ju members. He has also met MLA of Naga People Front and State Security Advisor Kuldeep Singh. Manipur Congress say it will oppose any move to impose president rule in the state. Security has been tightened in Imphal, especially in sensitive areas such as Sanjanthung, Singh Jami, and Kangla Gate. Government was forced to remove Viren. New Delhi Congress MP A. Bimol Akoijam on Monday said that the Viren Singh's removal was not an act of conscience, but because the center has compelled remove him. Guwahati. Sharda Devi, Manipur's BJP unit chief, claimed Biren Singh resigned, keeping the state future in mind after requesting the center to safeguard the integrity of Manipur. Rahul Kumar, Guwahati. A day after Nong Thombam Biren Singh resign as the chief minister of the Manipur, the Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) begins counting for the successor. Sambit Patra, in charge of the BJP in Manipur, held separate closed door meeting with each of the party MLA bearing 7 belonging to Kuki-Ju community in the state capital Imphal on Monday. He also met MLA of the Naga People Front and ally of the BJP Manipur Security Advisor Kuldeep Singh and the Hilly Area Committee Chairperson Dingangung Gangmi. Neither Mr. Patra nor the MLA provided details on the one of the meeting. To bring back peace, our discussion was discussed on reconciliation and bringing back peace in Manipur. Minister for Municipal Administration, Housing and Urban Development Yamnam Khemchand told press person, insisting and selecting the new chief minister was the prerogative of the party's central leadership. We accepted the decision Mr. Singh's resignation taken by the High Command. We will abide by the decision that follows, he said. When asked about the likely candidate for the chief minister's post, Mr. Khemchand is said to be one of the contenders for the chief minister job. The other are Speaker Thok Khom Satyabrata, Public Works Department Minister Konthu Jam Govindas, Education Minister Thonmu Jam Basantuk Kamar, and MLA Thok Chum Radheshyam. The last two are former Indian Police Service IPS officer. Meanwhile, the state Congress said it will oppose any move to impose president rule in Manipur or to place the assembly under the suspended animation. We want to democratically elected popular government in the larger interest of safeguard democracy in the state. Party President Kesham Megh Chandra said. A Manipur BJP leader declining to be named said the party wanted to take the peace building and process forward. The state needs to reboot for the sake of development and security. The hunt is for someone acceptable to all community, he said. There are unconfirmed reports that the BJP central leadership will meet the 10 Kuki-Ju MLA, including the BJP 7 in Delhi, before announcing the name of Mr. Biren Singh's successor. Speculation over the imposition of the president rule or protest against Mr. Singh's resignation had the theorized beef of security across the Imphal Valley, especially the state capital. The police said this situation was being monitored closely. Trump to import 25 tariff on steel, aluminium import, metal merchandise. USA import most of its aluminium and steel from Canada, China, and Mexico. Table show imports in dollar billion 2018-2013. Aluminium and article made of them: Canada 57.3, China 18.5 billion dollar, Mexico 9.6 billion dollar, UAE 8.9 billion, India 4.5 billion. Iron, steel, and article made of them: China 85.1 billion dollar, Canada 71.4 billion dollar, Mexico 58.4 billion dollar, and India 15.6 billion dollar USA. Associate Press, Washington. President Donald Trump has said the USA will import 25% on all steel and aluminum import, including from Canada, Mexico, as well as other import duties. Later in the week, any steel coming into the United States is going to have 25% tariff, he told the press person on Sunday, and on Air Force One as he flew from Florida to New Orleans to attend the Super Bowl. When he asked about the aluminum, he responded, aluminum too will be subjected to the trade penalty. This reciprocal tariff. Mr. Trump also reaffirmed that he would announce reciprocal tariff probably Tuesday on Wednesday, meaning by that the USA would impose import duty on products in case in which another country has levied duty on USA goods. If they charging us 130%, we are charging them in the thing. It is not going to say that way, he said. Mr. Trump on Sunday did not offer any detail about the steel and aluminum duty or the reciprocal tariff. He previously threatened 25% import taxes on the all goods from Canada, Mexico through he paused them for 30 days barely a week ago. At the same time, he proceeded to add 10% duty on imports from China. Mr. Trump's comments are the latest example of his willingness to threaten and in some cases to impose import tax tariff are coming much earlier in his presidency than during his previous 4 years in the White House. Then when he prioritized tax cuts and deregulation, Mr. Trump and Republican has alternative side. He sees import tax as tools to force concessions on issues such as immigration, but also a source of revenue to help close the government's budget deficit. Mr. Trump said that he would also delay the tariff on the millions of the small package, often then fast fashion firms such as Temu and Shein, until the custom official can figure out ways to impose them. The small package have previously been attempted from tariff. Mr. Trump's latest remarks stir immediately worry from some global trading partners. As South Korea in worry, South Korea's acting president Choi Sang-mok called a meeting with the country's top foreign policy and trade officials on Monday to examine how Mr. Trump's proposed tariff on steel and aluminum will affect its industry. The office of Mr. Choi, who also served as the country's finance minister, said officially discussed the potential impact and surely possible responses, but specific details of the meeting were not be disclosed. Next article: Aero India is Kumbh of research, say Rajnath. The Surya Kiran aerobatic team of the Indian Air Force performed in the iconic red and white Hawk Mk132 jet during the inauguration of Aero India 2025 at the Yelahanka Air Force Station in Bengaluru on Monday. M. Murali Kumar, Hemnas SCS Bengaluru. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh described Aero India as the Kumbh of the research as the biennial air show got underway at the Air Force Station in Yelahanka, Bengaluru on Monday. Speaking at the inauguration ceremony of the show 15th edition, Mr. Singh said, while Mahakumbh is the Kumbh of introspection, Aero India is the Kumbh of research. While the Mahakumbh focus on internal strength, Aero India centers on external strength. While the Mahakumbh showcases the culture of India, Aero India will display the power of India. He added that this edition of Asia's biggest aerospace and defense exhibition will showcase over the next 5 days India's areas power and indigenous cutting edge innovation alongside state of the art products of the global aerospace companies. Innovation glows. The defense minister said that between the last edition of Aero India and now, India had come up with many tech products such as the Astra missile, new generation Akash missile, autonomous underwater vehicle, unmanned surface vessel, and the Pinaika guided rockets, which were being manufactured within the country. Why were you silent about bills? SC asked Tamil Nadu governor. Why did you governor keep silent about the bill? The state would have probably agreed with you. Justice J.B. Pardiwala, Supreme Court Judge Krishna Das Rajagopal, New Delhi. The Supreme Court on Monday questionized the long silence of the Tamil Nadu governor, spending months and year to the state bill, culminating his withholding of consent and the reference of at least 10 bills to the president for consideration. Addressing Attorney General of India V. Venkatramani, who appeared for Governor R.N. Ravi, Justice J.B. Pardiwala said the governor definitely had something in his mind when he withheld consent to the bill sent to him for assent by the state government. Yet the governor did not communicate with was irking him about the proposed law, so he goes quiet for 1 or 2 years. He went whole consent, then suddenly he say, I have referred them to the president. Observed Justice Pardiwala, accused by Justice Mahadevan on bench. Mr. Venkatramani said the governor had earlier communicated to the state his objection regarding the constitution of the search selection committee for the appointment of the vice chancellor of the state university. The governor chancellor had sought the inclusion of the university grant commission chairperson nominee in the search selection committee. The bill passed subsequently sought to remove the governor, who was also ex-officio chancellor of these university, from the vice chancellor appointment process. Then why did you keep silent about the bills? Why did you not tell the state government about your reservation? If you found them repugnant, the state would have probably agreed with you. Justice Pardiwala reacted to the submission from the top law officer. No, a formality. The judge is returning Mr. Venkatramani submission that the governor had earlier raised the objection about the vice chancellor appointment process on its head, said that then the assembly reconsideration of the 10 bill at its special sitting on November 18, 2023 would not have been just an empty formality. The assembly would have now that the objection were. Justice Pardiwala remarked. The court reserved the case of judgment. Senior advocate A.M. Singhvi, representing the Tamil Nadu government, with senior advocate Rakesh Dwivedi and P. Wilson, said good governors required the governors to communicate reasons for withholding consent. Mr. Venkatramani asked whether if the governor had acted outside his jurisdiction by withholding assent and referring the bills to the president after finding them repugnant. Mr. Singhvi said that when the governor withhold consent and return the bill with the or without giving reason, it was within the power of the state legislature to reconsider the bill under the first proviso of Article 200 of the Constitution. In this case, the Tamil Nadu Assembly re-examined the bill and sent them back to the governors for assent. Next article. Next is editorial. India as a bridge between the global north and south. Pooja Ramurthy is Associate Fellow at the Center Social Economic Progress CSEP in New Delhi. In this address in January 2025 in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, while addressing the 8th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas convocation, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, "Today, India not only firmly asserts its own point out, but also strong amplify the voice of the global south." Similarly, when India held third voice of global summit 2024 last August, Mr. Modi said that the India aspire to lead the required reform to take development country into a new, more inclusive structure of the global governance. But the influenced India renewed enthusiasm to champion the cause of the developing world, and how can the country influence change to become an effective global development partner? Unlike the non-aligned movement and name NAM, India's motivation does not appear to be based on the decolonization or strong criticism of the West, rather as India's attempt to increase its presence in the global south. It is stimulously deepening its relationship with the traditional partners such as the United States and Europe. The high-level visit of Jake Sullivan, the former USA National Security Advisor, in January reflected that this Mr. Modi visit to Poland in August 2024 also show India's attempt to create a new alliance. The a China factor argument. The cynical answer often circle back to India trying to counter the China's growing global dominant trends of the foreign direct investment in Africa indicate that the India appear to be in a race with China, mainly focus on country which already have a significant Chinese presence. Further, the industrialized country are through to be strategically partner with India to contain China's rising international footprint. The Quad partnership and ongoing dialogue between Japan, India, Australia, and the USA for the free and fair Indo-Pacific is seen as one such attempt. However, the India-China competition does not give the full picture. India is trying to create an individual identity as an emerging power in its own right to forward. New Delhi aspiration to be voice of the global summit can be take shape if it also learn to listen. If right to forward its own strategic trade, defense, and geopolitical interest. Global South countries are disillusionized with the present economic paradigm, burdens with the debt and conditionality. They are not looking for another China or a new Western institution. India can fill this gap while being a bridge between in the global north and global south. To be successful, India needs to back up rhetoric with the right strategy. Step the India must take. The first is the India's a double down on its call for an alternative paradigm of the development cooperation that is not so slowly top down. This dictated by the global north. India often lays emphasis on equal partnership with the other developing countries, trying to set itself apart from traditional power. In a practice, it signals otherwise to putting the forward strategy with an India's first approach. The newly announced Global Development Impact at facilitating the growth in the global summit was described as rooted in India's experience and strategy. India's development story as an emerging power or being the world's largest democracy make it unique. However, it does not hold all the policy answers. It will merit India to not only assert itself as a provider of knowledge but also be open to learn from other global south country to address its domestic challenge. Countries are bound to be more receptive toward a country that views them as partner. Otherwise, India may also be perceived as a big brother imposing traditional donor and recipient relationship. Second, New Delhi has laid stress on a more human-centric approach to tackle the development challenge. This has been defined an international fora toward promoting the behavior changing via mission lifestyle for environment, which encourage low consumption lifestyle while importing the need is to rebrand human centric development in order to focus on building human resource and capacity, especially to tackle future sustainability challenge. Skill India or scheme that mainstream women into entrepreneurship will be attractive for the country in global summit, which are also seeking to grow their domestic industry. India's capacity building strategy has intended to revolve around the Indian Technical and Economic ITEC program, which implemented sector specific short term activity. It will be more effective for longer term engagement to assist country in creating their own institutional capacity to create the better workforce. India can leverage its experience with the micro, small, and medium enterprises to foster exchange, focus on the digital infrastructure, climate and energy solution, as well as water and food security are the key area for cooperation. The goal ahead. Lastly, India has called for more inclusive global governance. The national demonstrated this intent by championing the additions of the African Union into the G20 in 2020. During India's presidency, India should not be content with facilitating changing in establishing international institutions but also learn to build domestic capacity. As India aspires to become a stronger global development player, it must be establish norms and standards and systems to work with partner country. Initially, it is beneficial to use existing institution channel and partners such as the United States or Germany, France that are the more experienced in development cooperation. However, the long-term goal should be for India to create its own robust domestic system for international cooperation. Trilateral partnership and increase the engagement with new partners need to be seen as a learning by doing a process where India imbibes its experience through scale up India lead global initiative. India aspires to be voice of the global south, but it also must listen to be good leader. When India spearheaded name, the country showed the world that there is new third option for developing country. India should not miss out on an opportunity to do the same thing now. The view expressed are personal. Troubled water. India and Sri Lanka must facilitate discussion among their fishermen. In the latest chapter of the standing fisheries dispute in the Parkway region, the Sri Lanka Navy arrested 40 fishermen from Tamil Nadu Ramanthapuram district on February 8 for alleged poaching in water north of Mannar. Two travelers were also impounded on January 27, and the Navy had fired at an Indian boat near Delta Island, injuring two fishermen. With this arrest, the total number of the Indian fishermen detained this year has risen to 77. Just last week, Sri Lankan court had released the 9 fishermen from Karaikal, Puducherry, but one other person received a 6-month prison sentence. Additionally, Sri Lanka's court have been imposing hefty fines complicating their release. Government data over the past decade based on response in parliament show that in 2024 the number of Indian fishermen arrested in Sri Lanka crossed the 500 mark for the first time in 10 years. 528. There were 787 arrests in 2014. In a letter, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on February 3, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin said that the 97 fishermen and 216 fishing boats were still under the custody of the Sri Lanka, unlike in the past when they were quickly released recent year have been rising conviction for the violation of the International Maritime Boundary Line (IMBL) and unlawful fishing. While Tamil Nadu and Puducherry fishermen often cross the IMBL, their counterparts in Sri Lanka, Tamil-speaking northern province, who are still recovering from the civil war, oppose their fishing method, particularly the ecological destructive bottom traveling. North Sri Lankan fishermen are seeking to sustain a solution that protects their water from over the exploitative fishing. In Indian fishermen have repeatedly sought a fresh round of talk with their Sri Lankan counterpart, with the last such meeting having taken place in November 2016. The issue was also raised in the most recent joint working group meeting in Colombo last October. However, the Anura Kumar Disnayak lead Sri Lanka government affairs reluctant to negotiate. New Delhi and Colombo must recognize that a fresh approach is required to break the deadlock rather than to continuing with the business as usual mindset. Unlike the case of the Indian fishermen detained in Pakistan, Bangladesh, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar, the arrest in Sri Lanka are significantly higher. New Delhi must introduce incentive to encourage parkway fishermen to move away from traveling. While this shift will take time, both governments must facilitate immediate discussion between their fishing community to find interim solution. It is only through the proactive diplomacy and sustainable fishing policy that this ongoing conflict can be addressed effectively. Next is our or editorial. The problem of the regulating live-in relationship. This article about live-in relationship, written by Sharda Chaudhary, Assistant Professor, School of Law, BML, Munjal University, Gurugram. The Uttarakhand Uniform Civil Code sexual autonomy and reinforces state and social control over individual sexual choices. Uttarakhand recently implemented a Uniform Civil Code (UCC) governing the various aspects of civil life. One of the novel aspects of the UCC is that it mandates compulsory registration of opposite sex in relationships and criminalize those engaged in under-registered non-material cohabitation. While some of the provisions on living relationship are well intentioned, other are problematic and potentially dangerous. Well intentioned, but the biggest concern around non-martial cohabitation tend to be the protection of the interest of the party that is rendered needs due to child care or other household responsibility or a lack of the independent income, for example, and the right of any children born to the party. The UCC goes some way toward addressing this concern. It declared that children born in live-in relationship will be considered legitimate, which is an improvement on the existing position of the law, whereby the only children born through void or voidable marriage, where a marriage take place but a illegally invalid, are deemed legitimate. The essential legal remedy of the maintenance in the events of the discertained by a live-in partner is also provided by the law. Although these dissertation in the content remain undefined. Two potential problems that might arise around this provision need consideration. First, the maintainer provision might provide a legal recourse to a woman who has been deserted. However, there is no provision for maintenance upon termination as opposed to dissertation and termination of live-in relationship requires nothing more than a statement of the termination to be submitted to the registrar by the either party. This aligns with the informal and flexible nature of non-martial cohabitation, but raises its own challenges when a Live-in relationship is terminate without cause or scope for contestation. A woman may be left with no legal recourse despite needing continuing support. A related concern is that since only opposite sex live-in relationship can be registered and the Uttarakhand government has left same-sex relationship entire unprotected. Second, the very definitions of the relationship in nebulous and overbroad, drawing from the Protection of the Women from Domestic Violence Act on 2005 and case law on domestic violence. The UCC defined a relationship as a relationship in the nature of marriage, but live-in relationships are frequently not in the nature of a marriage. Parties may not see themselves as being married in all but name. Similarly, the 1 month period provided for the registration of a live-in relationship appear to misunderstand the typical nature of the such a relationship. It does not usually have a formal date of commencements because the transformation of the casual sex relationship or non-cohabitation intimate sexual relationship into a living relationship tends to be fluid. This legal social mismatch is likely to compel the registration of the sexual relationship that are in fact casual and do not require the kind of protection the UCC offers. The right to sexual autonomy. There are graver problems with these provisions of UCC in Shakti Vahani versus Union of India 2018. The Supreme Court recognized an adult right to positive sexual autonomy encompassing a freedom of make one's own choice about the whether with and with whom to have sexual interaction. While this is not an unconditional right being subject to the consent of the other party, law on public decency, etc. The essence of the right is that neither the state nor the adult family can interfere unreasonable with her consensual sex choices. However, the study have demonstrated that the partner and guardian through legal easy E.G. misuse of rape law and social act are legal example forms of social punishment including violence means frequently undermine this right. Provisions regulation live-in relationship have the potential to enhance such a parental control. The provisions in the UCC mandate that any live-in relationship be registered within 1 month of its commencement. While the age of sexual consent in India is 18 year, where when other partner in the live-in relationship is younger than 21 years. The UCC states that the information of the relationship will be sent to the person's parents guardian. In addition to being an unjustified violation of the adult right to privacy and sexual autonomy, these provisions by altering, disapproving the parents' guardian to intercaste or interreligious relationship in a context where honor-based violence is widespread and dangerous. The law also intensifies the control of the states over the sexual choices of the individual. The UCC requires the information of the all registration live-in relationship will be forwarded to the local police, such as the provision reflect the view of a live-in relationship as a potential law and order compliance requiring state surveillance. This problematic understanding of the law is further reflected in substantial criminalization of the failure to register a live-in relationship for more than a month or the refusal to register for live-in relationship after a notice to do from the registrar. Offense punishment by imprisonment and or hefty fine. It the most jurisdiction which the permit or the mandate the registration of non-martial combo cohabitation. The purpose of the law is to extend welfare measure and safeguarding available with in marriage to non-martial cohabitation. The Uttarakhand UCC, however, appear to conceptual live-in relationship as a problem to be solving through regulation. In doing so, the law erodes sexual autonomy and reinforces state social control of sexual choices. Amount of GST weighted from April to December 2024, 1.88 in rupee lakh crore. GST revision of 1.88 lakh crore was detected by Central GST officer during the April-December 2024. The Lok Sabha was informed on Monday. In all, 132 arrests are made and recovery of 20,128 crore rupee was made during this period. Amount spent so far on PM internship scheme pilot project 48 in rupee crore, around 48 crore rupee has been spent so far at the pilot project of the Prime Minister internship scheme, with the Corporate Affairs Ministry gathering feedback from the stakeholder to assess its impact. The scheme aims to provide internships to one more crore youth. Student benefiting from the credit guarantee fund scheme 6.78 lakh. The center has approved 3019 crore rupee under the credit guarantee fund scheme, benefiting 6.78 lakh students till 2024. Under the scheme, the government gives guarantee for the education loans availed by students without any collateral security. Number of the companies that face corporate affairs ministry of 462, as many as 462 company came under the lens of the corporate affairs ministry regional directorship for suspected fraud in the last 5 financial year. A total of the 51 company were under the probe in 2023-24, while the count stood at 205 in 2022-23. Number of judges reduced to ashes in Himachal Pradesh. Is 23 families were rendered shelterless. A cluster of Jungis were reduced to ashes in a fierce fire which broke out in Himachal Pradesh, Hamirpur. An official said the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained, but there was no loss of life, compiled by the Hindu data team. Moscow extend the last nuclear arm pact with USA doubtful, say Russia. Russia warned that the outlook for extending the last remaining pillar of the nuclear arm control between Moscow and Washington did not look promising, that the situation appeared to be deadlocked. The new strategic arms reduction treaty or New START is due to run out in a year, February 5, 2026. Beijing slammed Trump Ishiba's joint remark regarding South China Sea. Beijing said on the Monday the joint statement by the United States and Japan condemning its active activities in the contested South China Sea attacks and smears China. USA President Donald Trump and Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba made the remark on China after the two leaders meet in Washington. Jerusalem, Israel policy raid Palestinian bookshop in East Jerusalem. Israeli police raided on long-established Palestinian-owned bookstore in the East Jerusalem, detaining the owner and confiscating books about the decades-long conflict. The police said the book incited violence. The education bookshop, established over 40 years ago in a hub of intellectual life in East Jerusalem. Dhaka, Yunus assured BNP to hold polls by December in Bangladesh. Bangladesh Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus assured former PM Khaleda Zia's party that his interim government is prepared to hold general election by December. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party top leader BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir spoke to the journalists after a meeting with Mr. Yunus PTI. Know your English from the archives. Detect prevent tax K. Subramaniam Upendra. Listen to extract from an essay. Most people who bother with the matter at all would admit that the English language is in a bad way, but it is generally assumed that we cannot be concise action do anything about it. Our civilian in descendant and our language, so the argument runs most inevitably shares in the general collapse. It follows that any struggle against the abuse of language is sentimental archaism, like preferring candles to electric light or handsome some cabs to aeroplane. Underneath Underneath this lies the half concise belief that the language is a natural growth and not an instrument which we shape for our own purpose. Now it is clear that the decline of language must ultimately have political economic cause. It is not due simply to the had influence of his or that individual writer, but an effect can become a cause, reinforcing the original cause, producing the same effect in an intensified form. So on indefinitely, a man may take to drink because he feels himself to be a failure, and then fail all the more completely because he drink. It is rather the same thing that he is happening to the English language. It because the ugly and inaccurate because our thoughts are foolish, but the solveness of our language make it easier for us to make foolish thought. The point is that the process is reversible. Modern English, especially written English, is full of bad habits spread by imitation and which can be avoided if one is willingness to take the necessary trouble. If one gets rid of this habit, one can think more clearly, and think the clarity is a necessary first step toward the political regeneration. So that the fight against bad English is not frivolous and is not for exclusive concern of professional writer. I am going to translate a passage of good English into modern English of the was sought. Here is well known verse from Escalation. I turned and saw under the sun that the race is not the swift, nor the battles to the strong, neither that bread to the wise, or net yet riches to men understanding, or yet favor to men of skill. But time and chances happen at of them all. Here is in the modern English objective consideration of the contemporary phenomena compares the conclusion that the success or the failure competitive activity exhibits on tendency to be commensurate with the inherent capacity, but that a considerable element of the unpredictable must invariably to be taken into account. If you simplify your English, you are free from the host follies and orthodoxy. You cannot speak any of the necessary dialect, and when you make a stupid remark, stupidity will be obviously even to yourself. Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectful, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure wind. One cannot change one's habit, and from time to time one can even send some smart out and useless phrase. Some jackpot actually hails hot lead melting pot acid test veritably in Tirreno, or others lump of variable refuse into the dustbin where it's belong. Beautiful. Who wrote it? George Orwell. The extract is from the Politics and English Language, published in the Hindu on May 2, 1995. The Daily Quiz. This is today's quiz. The Super Bowls is a rare event where the sporting world and music industry clash with halftime shows overshadowing the game. Here is the quiz on the event. Vignesh P. Venkatesh. Question number 1. The pop singer was brought in the performer at halftime in 1993 following a decline in post-break viewership the previous year. Name the artist. Question number 2. The artist was picked up the helicopter from the stage for the act at the 1996 Super Bowl. Name the artist and the outro song. Question number 3. Name the hit TV show and the episode which was aired as lead after the game in 1996. Question number 4. What was the halftime event during the first Super Bowl in 1967? Question number 5. Name the artist who revealed her pregnancy to the world during her half time performance. Visualize a question. Visual question. Name the singer and his song which got a rare collaboration from nature during the 2007 halftime show. Previous day quiz answer. Question and answer to the previous day Delhi quiz. The state has won the Ranji Trophy 8 times. Karnataka. Among active cricketer, this person holds the record for the most runs in trophy. Answer Cheteshwar Pujara. The batsman during 1948-49 Ranji Trophy season was just 9 runs short of them. Then batting record held by Sir Don Bradman. Answer B.B. Nimbalkar. This erstwhile Test cricket held Manskew average of 98.35 after scoring the 3,639 run in the Ranji Trophy. Vijay answer is Vijay Merchant. The distinction is jointly shared by Pri Mangsu Chatterjee of the Bengal, Pradeep Sundaram of Rajasthan in the Ranji Trophy. Answer both of them picked all the 10 wicket in an inning. Chatterjee 10-20 and Sundaram 10-78. Visual identity this bowler and the state team he represent. Answer Rajinder Goyal Haryana. Early word Mohan Lal Patel Tamal Viswas Arun Kumar Singh Parmil Das Sumona Dutt. This is today one important vocabulary word is proximity. Noun nikatata. Hindi meaning is nikatata, nearness in space, time or relationship. Synonymous vicinity, closeness, nearness, evidence, contiguity, adjacency, propinquity. Antonymous, distance, remoteness. The best thing about the location of the house is its proximity to the town center. So guys, this is today video. If please like, comment and share, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and press bell icon for notification. We meet tomorrow. Thanks for watching. We meet tomorrow. Jai Hind.